Finally, after years of women having toxic relationships with their partner, they are finally brave enough to break free, to end the pattern, and to break up. I've been seeing this over the last 2 or 3 years with many women in my close environment that finally had the courage, after they were overcome with fear, to step away from those partners who were very toxic to them. Some of them who were in relationships for 10 plus years. What happened and why did they stay there? And maybe what do you relate to this? All these women had similar issues with their in childhood, where they had absent fathers, emotionally absent, maybe even physically. And what they do now, they recreate a pattern. They go into relationships with men, boys, they are not men, with boys who don't see them, who don't value them, and who try to make them play small. And this is what all these women know. It's the only thing they know. So they're like, okay, this must be what love is. Their partners say that they are the problem, so it must be true because that's all what they have known. So they stay in this relationship even though it makes them very unhappy. They try to break out, even though they break out a few times, but they always come back because they are afraid of the unknown. They are afraid of what's out there and to stand on their own 2 feet. So they go back into the toxicity. Maybe the partner changes for a little while until they come back, and then the old pattern reemerges. And for the partner, those little boys, they did not have the love from their mother that they wanted as a child. So as a result, they look for partners that they can control. So they create a dynamic where they can be controlling over their partners as a way of making up for what they didn't get from when they were a child. And actually what they are trying to do is to get their mother's love in their partners. But their partner is not their mother. So they will never get that love. So they are absent, they are not emotionally present, they are toxic, and they blame the woman every single time. Especially when the woman is brave enough finally to break the pattern and to break free. Then as well, and all the toxicity, it explodes even more. You are the problem, you never worked on this relationship, blah, 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 blah. Those boys don't take responsibility. And why are those women finally brave enough to break free? Because it takes a long time to build this courage, to feel hurt over and over and over, to break through the fear of, I'm going to do this financially. What about the people around us? What about friends, family? Where do I go? Where do I live? Until they can't handle it anymore. The discomfort, the unhappiness wins over the fear. And there's a breaking point where the woman snaps and can't take it anymore. And that moment is to be celebrated, because it's the beginning and the turning point of your life. You break free as a woman, you break free from the toxicity and the little cube of this container, which has been very unsafe always. And then that little boy finally has a chance to grow up, because their perceived mama is no longer there. There's no one to cover their wounds. And then in that moment, they have a choice to either go and look inside what is their responsibility, or to continue this toxic pattern, to blame the breakup, to blame the woman for the breakup, and to look for another woman that they can control, and so on and so on and so on. And maybe you've been in these positions. Maybe you are in this position. Maybe you can relate with someone in your environment. And the truth of the matter is that there's actually nobody to blame here. It's only here to take, the point of it all is to take radical self-responsibility. And I've been in that shoes of that toxic boy many years ago when I was in a long-term relationship. I blamed her. I didn't take responsibility until we broke up. And then my eyes opened like, holy shit, I did a lot of toxic things. And up until this point, I do a lot of men's work, where I try to guide men from boyhood into adulthood. Because not a single woman wants to have a boy as their partner. They don't want a child as their partner. They have enough in their lives already. Maybe they have real children, and then they need a proper man next to them, not a boy. And it takes consciousness, it takes will, it takes self-responsibility to get there. And still up to today, I'm struggling how to get those boys to go from a boy to a man, because I know those boys in that state of like, you're to blame, I didn't do anything, let's numb out and not feel anything, are not the people that are going to come to me. They need to wake up themselves first. I can't do that for them. And I also want to create an offering or be there for the women that finally are ready to stand up, that still have to take the final leap of like, okay, I want to leave this. I'm really unhappy. I'm super afraid how to get out. And also the women who have taken the leap, like, I'm out now. How the hell do I do this? I don't trust men. Men are all the same. Men are toxic. That's just a narrative. That's a belief. And it's substantially untrue. There are a lot of toxic boys in this world. And there are many more healthy, divine masculine. They are rising. They will only come into your field when you raise your consciousness as a woman. When you step away from the toxicity. When you step away of the familiar toxic patterns that you have been entertaining your whole life. And when you choose something new, that's when they come in. That's when they come into your field as colleagues, as potential partners, as friends, as someone in the supermarket, wherever. You can only see them when you raise your consciousness, when you raise your vibration and look into the mirror. Who am I? What do I actually want? What is my responsibility in this pattern and how can I heal it? It's a never-ending journey, and I still don't know how to consciously be there for women in a professional way. I know that at a substantial level, all it requires is to be there, to lead by example, to be a healthy man. That's what I aim to provide for a lot of women in the world, and what I aim to provide for my fellow brothers. Boys who want to turn into a man, and men who are walking the path of manlyhood with self-responsibility. So I want to salute all the women who have taken this brave step. I know it's super, super scary. It's a totally unfamiliar road to take. Maybe you've been together for more than 10 years and this has been your only partner. This has been all you've known. Well done. You can celebrate yourself and just take it easy on yourself every single day, one step at a time. You will rise. You are already rising, and you've taken this most difficult step already. And even if you haven't taken the physical step of breaking up or moving out, you've taken the internal decision, and that is what matters. There are many, many healthy men out there. You first need to leave the toxic boy that you have in your life. Close that door to open a new one. You deserve way more. And by setting yourself free, you set the other person free. Even if they keep blaming you, you are not the problem. If they point the finger at you, there's more stuff that they need to look at. What you can control is how you respond and what you take responsibility for. And that's really all you need to pay attention to. Take the time to grieve, take the time to cry, take the time to be angry. But most of all, take the time to find yourself again, who you truly are, because who you are is the most loving, beautiful, creative wonder of the world. I salute you. I salute all the women who are brave enough to step into this work and to step into yourself. And I salute all the men who have been in this toxic role, who consciously chose to leave that role, to develop themselves and to walk the step of becoming a man where women feel safe with. Thank you. And if you forget, remember all of you. Remember you beautiful person. It's you. Yeah, you are epic. Ciao, ciao.